Hey, good people. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Rocket Raccoon can actually be one of the best strategists in Marvel Rivals. Yes, I said it, but I did not say healer. Good healer, but with the right team composition and team ups, and if you're using the tech in his kit to support the team, one of the best strategists. Alright, so before we get in how to play him better, let's talk about his abilities. Rocket has Bombard Bomb. This is his machine gun, his R2, his left click, his RT, and it has 45 bullets in the mag before you have to reload. This actually shreds up close, just so you know. And then you've got Repair Mode. Repair Mode is your healing shot. You have 8 of these in a mag before you have to reload. This is your L2, your LT, and your right click. And this can actually bounce off of walls, go around corners. It's really useful, and it has a long distance that it can travel and still heal. Then you've got your CYA, cover your you know what. This is your ult. This is L3, R3 together. This is your Q. And what it does is it just gives a damage boost to all allies close enough to where that line of light connects to them. And it's just really good for points and, just making pushes. Then you got your jetpack dash. This is a dash. You have 2 of them and they're on a 5-second cooldown. This is your L1, your L shift, or your LB. So this is what you're going to use to get around fast. I'll get into more of that later. Then you got BRB. And what you need to know about it is when you throw it down, it'll throw out these armor packs that people can pick up, including yourself, that will give people 25 more armor, and it will actually bring back to life the latest ally of yours that dies. After that, it goes away. It has a 45-second cooldown that you're going to want to keep in mind. That one is R1, E, or RB. Then for passives, wall crawl. This dude is slippery as hell. Mobility is a big key to playing Rocket correctly or better. So wall crawl, you just hold the jump button onto a wall and you can actually move pretty damn fast on it. Then your other is flying ace. Flying ace, when you're in the air, any type of altitude, you hold your jump button and you can put yourself in a kind of slow descending gliding kind of way, and you can control where you move when you're doing that. It's good to stay above your teammates sometimes if you're high up enough. Then you got 2 team up abilities. First is going to be old friends, of course, with Mr. I Am Group. When you jump onto group with your circle, your B, or your C, what's going to happen is you just jump onto his head, and what you get out of the deal is damage reduction. You can still heal, you can still shoot. Then you got ammo invention. If you're on a team with Punisher or Bucky, you can throw down ammo invention, and when they're in that range of it, they get unlimited shots, don't have to reload. This is actually pretty damn nice. Now let's talk about how to play everybody's favorite Not Raccoon. Let's start with positioning. So you want to position yourself within your back line, but always try to keep yourself out of line of sight of the enemy team. You want to play above your team if you can, but back line is fine. Near walls is ideal so that if they dive you, you can dash out maybe toward a wall, get on the wall, and scurry the hell up out of there. Because like I said, when you wall crawl, you are a lot faster than just running. Keep that in your back pocket for your safety. Also, shoot healing in the direction that you're dashing to help you stay alive while you're getting out of dodge. Another good thing to know is if you're climbing upward on any surface and you hit dash, you're going to dash straight up into the air. That gives you a nice little way to make space between you and an enemy chasing you on the ground. Next, let's talk about healing. Shoot your orbs often. It's better to keep your team fully healed because your heals don't do big numbers. They heal pretty slowly. Don't forget to shoot into rooms or around corners for your allies if you need to for healing. It's a good way to keep you out of danger and a good way to still heal them. Remember to put your BRB in areas close to where your team is fighting, but out of enemy sight so they can't just shoot it and break it down and give you that 45-second cooldown. This is important to playing Raccoon right. This is also important to winning matches, because the revive is clutch. It can save your team from having to 5v6 for too long, and we all know if you 5v6, you're most likely going to get wiped out sooner than later. So ping it or let your team know when you put it down, because also it will be shooting out those armor packs. Teammates might want to grab one. You can also throw this out when you're waiting to get out of spawn in the beginning so everybody can grab one. Then you can cancel it and you can go about your way. Because if you cancel it, you're only going to have a 5-second cooldown most of the time. Versus 45 seconds, I'll take that deal. Always move this up with you nearby to where your team is fighting and out of sight. When a teammate does get revived on it, it will break. So keep that in mind that you will have to try to keep track of it so you can keep putting it down. Then use your ult to help your team take over a payload or point, preferably when your whole team is alive or when they're down one, just to help offset that disadvantage of the 5v6. Also, pay attention to enemy support ults and try to use it after a healing ult so yours doesn't get cancelled out by theirs. Now let's talk about offense. Your gun is pretty much it, y'all. But you need to know that it does do crit damage. So if you aim for the head, you can melt with it. This works pretty nicely on tanks. You can surprise a Thor or someone else with it. Always do your damage to build up your ult quick while you're assisting your team. But never prioritize this over your healing, of course. If you do this right, you can end up having one for most team fights on the objective. And this will turn the tide for your team as long as they're being healed. And to keep your team's offense as good as it can be, throw out that ammo invention as often as possible for Punisher or the Winter Soldier. Try to position it right before choke points or somewhere right before you get to a point that makes it easy for your team to have access to it, but a little harder for your enemies to shoot it down. This is what should help win games, because this gives the Punisher and Bucky pretty much kind of a junior ultimate, alright? This is really good. It's really going to allow them to put damage out there. So if you have to, ping this when you drop it, just like you ping your BRB when you drop that. If you use all of the parts of this kit together like I'm telling you, you will be a damn good player for your team. You might not get the thank you because you know how they do us healers, but you can still end up carrying your team from the back line. So, my Rocket Raccoon pros out there, please hit us with any other tips that I might have missed. If you're new and you want more content like this, please subscribe. And don't forget a free like. And thank you very much for watching, y'all. I'm out.